Hi friends, this is Nathan from Teach the Table, and today I'm teaching you how to play the Big Book of Madness. This is a cooperative deck building game, and as the story goes, each player is an apprentice magician at a Hogwarts-esque school, and you snuck into the library and opened the forbidden tome, the Big Book of Madness. Trapped inside the book, your team needs to maintain your sanity as you fight 6 waves of monsters and ultimately kill the final boss on the last page of the book. Each magician has a different special ability as well as different starting cards which form their deck, and from that deck you will have a hand of 6 cards representing elements that you can spend to cast spells, learn new spells, gain new element cards, destroy curses from the monsters, or cure your madness cards that are in your hand. I'll go over these in a second, but you can take as many actions as you want as long as you have the elements to spend. Each magician also has 3 slots on their board, and with the right spells they can place a card in support. This forms a pool which any player can use towards their own action, and it still gets discarded by the owner if it's used by anyone. At the end of your turn, you'll need to adjust your hand to be only 6 cards, so you either need to discard some or draw more from the deck. Your discard pile won't get reshuffled into your deck until your deck has run out and you need to grab more cards from it. And you also shuffle in a madness card when this happens. Madness cards water down your deck, and when they're drawn into your hand, you can't discard them like normal. If you ever have a full hand of 6 madness cards at the end of your turn, you're eliminated. So you want to cure yourself before that happens. Lastly, if you need to take a madness card and this stack up here is empty, everyone loses the game. I mentioned the actions earlier, but the first one you can do is activating a spell. You pay a number of elements in order to do it, apply its effect, and then you turn or tap the card to indicate that it's been used. You don't get change when you spend elements, so try to use these wisely. The special thing about the spells, however, is that there's a number in a white circle like this, and you can double or triple that effect by doubling or tripling the element cost. So by paying 1, 2, or 3 fire in this case, I could destroy 1, 2, or 3 cards. This gives you some flexibility to decide how powerful you want a spell to be, as long as you can afford to do so. You also apply as much of the effect as possible, even if some parts on there can't be applied. For example, if you need to discard a card first, but you have no cards in your hand, you can still get any other benefit that's on the card. Another thing you can do is learn a new spell by choosing one of these face-up spells in these 4 decks, and you pay 2 elements of that type. The new spell underneath gets revealed, and the one you just purchased goes in front of you. Keep in mind, you can only have 5 spells though, so you may need to destroy one of your current ones to make room for a new one. You can also gain a new element card by paying the cost in the corner. Any new cards that you gain go straight to your discard pile for now. Curses are created by monsters when they first appear, and they hang out on the board in these spots here. You can destroy a curse by paying the element cost right there. The reason you want to do that is because this book token, which is called the invocation marker, will move around the board 1 spot on each turn, and if there's a curse there, that curse gets applied. You also want to destroy all the curses before the invocation marker gets all the way over to here in order to beat the monster. When you destroy a curse, not only does the curse go away, but you also get a bonus of one of these 2 value element cards of your choice, which goes in your discard. The last action you can do is curing madness, and you can do so by playing any 2 elements of the same type. You can only cure madness that are actually in your hand, or you can cure them if another player has placed them into the support pool. The cured madness cards will go back into the madness stack, since one of your goals is to prevent that deck from going empty. So that's everything you can do in the game, but before you can take actions, the game gets a chance to play against you. On the back of one of your unused magician cards, it shows the phases of a turn and how it's broken down, and at the start of the turn, you can refresh any exhausted spells back to their normal position. Next, the invocation marker moves 1 space along the track, possibly activating a curse, or if it gets here, resolving battle against that monster. So if no curses remain, you beat him and you get the bonus up here. If there are curses, or at least 1 curse, then you don't beat him and you resolve what it says down there. Either way, when you beat him or not, the invocation marker moves to the first spot again, and the page is turned for a new monster to be revealed. When a new monster is revealed, there's an arrival effect which happens immediately. Then you move this round marker down, which shows, depending on the difficulty you're playing at, how many of these multi-element curse cards are going to come out in play. Then some other curses will come depending on the monster, so we have a water, a wind, and an earth curse, which will go out next onto the board. Once all of that has happened, then it's your turn to take as many actions as you want, as I described. The final phase of the turn is simply discarding down or drawing up so that you have 6 cards remaining in your hand. And then you pass the active player token to the next player. Keep in mind that you only have to defeat the final monster in the book on the last page. You can lose all the previous fights and still win the game. But if you ever can't grab a Madness card, or if all players have been eliminated, then you lose the game. And that's the Big Book of Madness. The monsters that come out in the book, as well as the spells that are available to learn, are different in every single game, so there's lots of replayability because of that. Thanks for watching Teach the Table, and don't forget to have fun!